It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, that works, Terry.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm moving far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
Alright, can we get another big round of applause for TIO Bombers putting up a good fight, but Wanderers taking out the win here for the first game of the triple header at TIO Stadium. Just like to take this moment to congratulate as well one of the umpires, Mark Noonan. You may have seen him walk off earlier. 450 NTFL games umpired. What a great effort. So big round of applause for Mark Noonan, please. Now I did say at the start of the game that there would be best player on the field awarded for each game here this evening. We've got a few vouchers to give away to the best on ground, which today went to Wanderers, number 2, Caleb Nicky. Voted by the coaches from both the TIO Bombers and the Wanderers, putting up a great fight here with Wanderers taking out the win. So congratulations again to Caleb from the Wanderers. Now don't go anywhere, we're all welcome to the field. The Buffs are taking on Southern Districts here. It's going to be an absolutely massive game for number 2. In the meantime, go grab yourself a refreshment. We'll be back with you very shortly. And let's hear it one last time for Brenton Ludlow playing his 100th game. Before the teams do run out in the fields, you'll notice that they are running through banners showing their support for Towards Zero, which is what round 11 is dedicated to. Towards Zero is a campaign for our Territory Road to get our death toll down to 0. You'll also notice the players will be wearing yellow armbands in further support of Towards Zero. So really do thank everybody for being a part of this initiative here today. Alright, because it is the towards zero round, we've got Hector the cat out in the middle, doing a very good job. He's going to be tossing the coin for this second game, Southern Districts and the Buffaloes. And kids, if you do see Hector walking around, you can grab him for a photo. Behind orange, I don't think you're going to miss it.
Too many people are dying or being injured on our roads. On average, 45 Territorians die and 540 are seriously injured on our roads each year. The Towards Zero campaign encourages everyone to work together towards a safer transport system where no one is killed or seriously injured. The players today are wearing yellow armbands to honour those people who have died on our roads and to show that road safety is everyone's responsibility. Today, we congratulate all teams for supporting road safety in their community and pledging to drive safely. Together, our goal is zero deaths and serious injuries on NT roads. Show your support by following Towards Zero NT on Facebook and Instagram. Drive safe. There is a lot more to lose than a game of footy. To find out more, visit towardszero.nt.gov.au.
Alright kids, now's your time. So the road safety car is going to be walking around the stadium just for a moment so you can stop in, grab a picture, go and say hi. It is going to be one hell of a game two here. Last year's grand final of districts and Buffs. This is round 11, the towards zero round.
Good afternoon and welcome to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season. Last round before the Christmas break, it is the Darwin Buffaloes taking on Southern Districts. Joining me to my left, Ricky Nolan and Maddie Hepworth. Maddie, let's start with you. It's towards zero round this weekend.
Certainly is, Nick. And look, we know too many people are dying or being injured on territory roads. An average of 45 Territorians die and 540 are seriously injured on our roads each year. The Towards Zero campaign encourages everyone to work together towards safety on the roads and show that safety is, of course, everyone's responsibility. Now, you will see across the game today, the players are wearing yellow armbands to honour these people who have died on our roads and to raise awareness. Together, of course, our goal is 0 deaths and serious injuries on NT roads. The message, gentlemen, it's a simple one: drive safe. There is more to lose than a game of footy, especially over the festive season.
That's an important message to get across to the wider community during the festive season. Ricky, let's just go to you quickly. A 45-year-old Darryl White is playing. I struggle at a 35-year-old playing mixed netball. How's Darryl White going to go at 45?
It's unbelievable, isn't he? He's an absolute freak. So 3 times Brisbane Lions Premiership player, Hall of Fame, NTFL. Great to see him back at the club. Obviously, he's a boy from Alice Springs, but come up and played a lot of footy. Buffaloes Premiership player. Also a Southern Districts Premiership player as well, so playing against his old club that he played in the Premiership with.
Yeah, unbelievable to see him go about it. As we have a look to the middle, some good names in the middle: Ed Barlow, Richard Tambling for the Crocs, Brad Stokes. Just holding the ball aloft here. There we go. We are back. As we get underway here at TIO Stadium, Big O'Sullivan with the tap down in the Stokes direction. Stokes goes without it. Scrap on in the middle. Umpire circling, and we'll have it ball up.
I reckon O'Sullivan and Gillhouse would be a good battle today, watching those two big blokes go at it.
As the ball's thrown up again, Gillhouse with a nice tap in the Tambling direction this time. Pops at the back, Barlow gets wrapped up in a good tackle. Umpire right there says play on. Tambling spins into a tackle. Here's Lee out of the kneeful from the Gold Coast. Barlow with a handball over, misses a target though. Here's Matty Campbell's first look at it for today. To Stokes. This is a good build up from the Buffs. Good kick inside 50 in the Roses direction. It's just out of reach. And out of bounds on the full. So Buffs off to a good start, just missing that last target. Here's Bowden taking the mark on the outer wing, lowers the eyes. Tambling plays on. Nice looking kick over to Staunton. He can run onto it now. Scream inside 50. It's a nice looking kick to Smith, and he takes a good mark too under pressure.
Dan Staunton would have to be the hardest runner in the competition this year. I reckon he gut-runned all the way from the half-back flank to the forward line there to set up that goal, and got the ball to Sam Smith, who you very rarely see playing at full forward, so known as a backman. So obviously Shannon throwing things around. Things could go wrong grand final day. Things could go wrong in a final, and you need to throw the side around.
And that's why he's down back. He's kicked it straight into the man on the mark. Well, might work out okay. Some bodies flying around. They get the quick hands. Eddie Stevenson. Crocs back in control. It's dangerous times here for the Buffs. They just want to kill it, and they get a free kick. Paulie Campbell copping one high. So O'Sullivan at half back. It's a good run of the big man in the Sambono direction. Well worked there. Both Swartz. Umpire asks him to play on. It's a nice bullet-looking kick, Mummery. That one's over the line, and we'll have Andrew throw in.
It's got to be a little bit cleaner there. Mummery just at ground level. So gone inside forward a few times, Districts. Yeah, but Sam Smith, that's a big surprise full forward. I've never seen him play forward again, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
Rusker mixing things up, I like it. The ball thrown back in, Gillhouse. O'Sullivan for the Buffs gets a quick kick. So they go inside 50 again. Here's Lee out by himself. And he finds a target in Mummery. Mummery sells some candy, gets rid of the tackler and just trots in and puts it straight through. So a bit too easy there in the end. And Croc's getting the first.
Yeah, they just didn't pair off too well then, Buffaloes. They had both players go to the ball carrier. And Mummery just snuck out the back. Then they had a missed tackle. And Mummery was there, able to kick an easy goal. We'll watch the replay now. Both Swartz had a good start to the game, but you just see here both Buffaloes players go to the ball carrier. Not a lot of real good communication with pairing off. Go to Mummery, missed tackle, and fairly simple goal.
He just broke away from that tackle. He made that seem seamless the way he broke away from that tackle there.
Back in the middle, O'Sullivan with the tap down. Tambling and Paulie Campbell go battle. And there's a free kick on the way of Ed Barlow. So he goes across ground. And they're away through Martin. That's a nice looking kick. Here's Staunton. Lowers the eyes, just misses the target though. Ball in dispute in the pocket. And it's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
I've already commented on it once, but Dean Staunton again, his ability to gut run then was just amazing to get into space and get the footy. It's the second time today that he's done it. Look to score here, Districts.
So ball thrown back in. One wins that tap. Hillhouse down to Lee. And that one's over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Good tackle there from Brad Mitchell. A slow kind of start.
The two big boys will go at it again. Sullivan's got a few touches early.
Ball thrown back in. Gillhouse easy as that time. Stevenson gets a handball out.
A breakaway here, Buffs.
So lowers the eyes. This is Malcolm Rose's. Opted for the hair to go up this week. We haven't seen that from the great man, the young fella. So the Buffs just looking to hold on to the ball for the moment. Nice kick to David Paul. David Paul goes across ground.
Good by the Buffs here. They've hit a bit of a wall the last two times they've come into the centre.
So plays on. Kick in the Cam Stokes direction. Don't want to get tackled by that man, McAdam. Here's Jared Brennan's first look at it. Does well. Gets around Stokes. Too easy. Ed Barlow running out of defence. Here's Farah. Just throws it up. Could have been pinged for a throw. Instead he's holding the ball. Holding the man, sorry. Sam Smith. Good mark. And I just ran straight through the mark there. Lucky not to give away the 50.
Again, Dean Staunton's gut running.
Meanwhile, Staunton centres the ball. Dangerous kick. It's a good one. And Lee go back and have a set shot from about 30 out.
I think with Staunton, the opposite Buffaloes players have got to get the goal side of him. Don't let him get that into that dangerous space. He's getting into that dangerous space and he's just absolutely cutting them to shreds. He's probably the best player in the competition at the moment, or up there, and I think they've got to put the brakes on him, Buffalo's coaching staff.
Lee Dale, he gets his first, and the Crocs second. They move out to 2-1-13. Buffaloes yet to score.
It's 2 goals in the first 3 minutes, and I reckon they could have kicked a couple more. If I was in the Buffaloes coaching box, there'd be some big warning bells going off at the moment.
Was a new fly-in, Lee, from the Southport Sharks, one of the many teams in the NTFL. Do you know much about him, Ricky?
Yeah, he also had a stint at Werribee in the VFL, so yeah, a very good player in the NTFL last year. And then from the South, played in the Southport's Premiership, their first Premiership in about 13 years. He's from Yakandanda.
Yakandanda?
Originally.
Yakan who?
Yakandanda.
All right. Nice bounce there from the umpire, getting onto it. Williams with the clearance, deep inside, attacking 50. Here's Big Paul. They get the kick out, and it's over the line. That's a win for the Buffs. They get to hold it in for a moment.
Seen a few different coaching moves. I've never seen Cameron Stokes play forward either. He's started at full forward. So you got probably two of the better backmen in the competition, both starting at the opposition full forwards in Cameron Stokes and Sam Smith. Sam Smith started very well as well.
Ball thrown back in. Brennan with the tap down. His lead Dale having an influence early. Bowden with the kick out. That's a good mark to Farah. To take his eyes off the ball. So he goes inboard now with a dangerous kick. Ooh. Big crunch. And there's just a bit of pushing and shoving here.
Dean Staunton down in the middle there. Again, he was gut running, extremely courageous, didn't take his eyes off the ball. Maybe for district's sake, I hope he gets off. But again, it was just his amazing gut run. I'm just enjoying watching his work rate today. It's amazing.
I don't think I've ever said I've enjoyed watching someone run.
Do you enjoy running?
Yeah. I personally, no, I don't. Matthew, no. Do you?
I do, yeah. It doesn't look like I do.
No, I enjoy lawn bowls.
Yes.
As Staunton's still on the deck here, as the teams just gather into huddles.
Fairly tough boys. I see Buffalo's physiotherapist, Candice Liddy, the daughter of great St Mary's champion Ted Liddy, known as one of the best physiotherapists in Darwin. So he's under very good care there. So it's good that the opposition teams, Candice is with Buffaloes. It's good that, and you'll see the two clubs are working together here.
That's the great thing about the NTFL. They really pull together. I've seen it many times. Great people.
Ricky, what would be going on in the club's conversations right now?
Well, I think if they're districts, you'd be talking about what a good start they've had. And Buffaloes would probably be talking about Dean Staunton having too many kicks, so him being down. But yeah, they've just got to regroup and stay focused.
Yeah, they've stretches going underneath him, so I hope he's okay.
Ricky, on paper, you've been quite impressed with the Southern District's lineup today.
Yeah, I think it's District's strongest side for the year comfortably. So, I think they're moving the ball. This is the best. I know we're only 6 minutes into the game. It's the best I've seen the side move the footy as well this year. I know we are. It's early stages of the game as well. So, District's Buffaloes as well. I reckon they've got a fairly strong side. So, the two grand finals from last year. So you expect that going into Christmas. Often you see a bit of a lull in standards before Christmas. And you don't see too many fly-ins happening either because the airfares are getting pretty expensive as well.
No, so tell me about it. I'm trying to get to Melbourne next week.
Yes.
Wowee.
So it's but it looks like a pretty good standard.
There's the people out there just still attending to Dean Staunton. He's in good care. As we say, Richard Tambling just running to the bench.
Pity this. He's been in terrific form, Dean. It's tough as nails, so he must need. He's certainly injured because he's not. We'll get straight back up.
What's the rules? I mean, when the stretcher comes out, is there a certain rule, Rick, that comes into it?
I know the AFL. Not NTFL. The AFL is 20 minutes.
You've got to stay off for 20 minutes.
I don't think it is with the NTFL.
Okay.
I know the last couple of years at local level, if there's any sign of concussion, they'll pull a pin. Yeah, they'll pull a pin.
Yeah. See it more.
We'll even see in the middle there on that stretcher, you've also got Sharon Smith from St Mary's Footy Club. So just, there's a couple of different football clubs involved here, so that's just absolutely terrific that the trainers and clubs can band in. You've got Buffalo's people there, you've got Districts people there, St Mary's people as well, so it's terrific.
Good to see too, the Darwin Buffaloes and the Crocs turned around and clapped Staunton as he's coming off.
Yeah.
Our wishes are with him.
Of course, we're talking about the towards zero round and that, footy, it's more than just a game. And we're talking about road safety today, but that's a classic example of that as well, where, the two teams go, you know what, this is more than just the game right now.
Absolutely.
Great sign of respect.
You've just seen a fair bit of it in your time, Rick.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. I think it's just a little bit of whiplash, so take some precautions.
It's nearly off the ground, and the players are getting back into position.
Probably the biggest one here losing is the Districts are down in rotation now, like so early in the game.
So So as we look down, yeah, 3 on the bench. McAdam, Richard Tambling, and Seb at Gilhouse, all having a spell on the bench. They'll be doing a lot of meters on the ground today, you would think now. So Ed Barlow to take the kick in place of Staunton. He goes to the kick now. Have a look at that for a kick and a lead.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, Rick.
Ran onto that well.
And that's just a bit too easy. Buffs napping there. And Dylan McLaughlin taking a mark and will kick from about 40 out.
They had massive numbers behind the footy, Buffs. For them to be able to hit a inside 50 kick was amazing, because they did have the numbers there. So just lack of communication.
Bit of a training drill there, Rick.
Yeah.
Of course, these two teams lined up in the grand final last year. It is the grand final replay. McLaughlin was one of those players on the field.
As he's on the approach. Kick is off the side of the boot. Still might come off. Ball on the deck.
Got a chance here.
Farah with the handball. Misses a target. Good tackle there from Sam Bono. Right there on it, and there's a free kick paid for too high. In the way of Will Farah. Josiah Farah, sorry. He gets up a bit groggy. Yeah, bad news for the Cox if they were down 2 rotations. He looks all right, though. So winds up on the left. Heads to the top of the square. Mummery out the back. Barlow drops the mark. No, he's been paid. So Barlow can go back and have a shot directly in front, just 10 metres out.
Started well, Ed Barlow, former Sydney Swans player. I got to think it might be his first game for the year. So
I reckon it is too.
With the NTFL rules, you've got to play 6 to qualify, so he'll have to play 5 of the 6 after Christmas. 5 of the 7, I should say, after Christmas.
He gets his first for the day, and Southern Districts extend the lead 3-1-19 to Darwin Buffaloes, yet to score.
He might have been injured, Ed Barlow, but he started very well, played for Districts for a few years now, and plays for Aspley in the NEFL in the off-season.
That's between the NTFL and the NEFL, and we see it with Thunder. That's only 12 months of footy, isn't it, Ricky?
Yeah, I think you'll find most players out here will play 12 months of footy, or at least 10 to 11 months of football a year.
Wow. Off-season for these guys.
Play 6 weeks of mixed netball a year, and I struggle. As we're back, and a free kick. Coming back, going against Josh Innes. Sneaky.
Look after the coach.
Sneaky Matty Campbell. He's very sneaky, the little man. It's a good kick. Finds Shawnee Armat. Cam Stokes. Sam Smith playing in front of him. That's a good looking kick out the back.
Oh, wow.
Good hands, Darryl White.
Brilliant.
His first look at it. Still looks pretty fit for a 45-year-old. It's going well. It's going real well.
Distance will be interesting here. In his heyday, not a problem. He's not taken many steps in his run-up.
I love the approach. And he's just kicked that straight down to Sam Smith.
There was nearly a chance that could have followed through.
I've seen it all. Zach Smith here.
Still a better kick than I could do.
Dylan McLaughlin. Just take us through that the run-up, Rick. There wasn't many steps involved, was there?
It was quite bizarre. I think he was watching, didn't want to do the hamstring too early. Saw Darryl White. He played for St Mary's quite a while ago. It was about 8 years ago. And he kicked, I think, about 9 or 10 goals in the first half of a game of football. It was against the Wanderers. I think Saints got off to a 10-goal lead and ended up losing the game. But Darryl White was just amazing that day.
It's unbelievable. Here's Roses with the kick in the Sam Bono direction, and that one's, what are they going to call that? Out of bounds on the full. There's a shot of the great Richie Tambling having a well-earned break on the bench. Still on McLaughlin, winds around on the right in the Ed Barlow direction. Looks like Jalen Clark's going to run with him. He's got off the leash a bit. Jalen Clark's definitely a much improved player, Rick.
Yeah, I thought he, certainly in the grand final, when I thought it was over at quarter time, he certainly got buffs back in the grand final. I think that's the best game of footy he's played. I don't think he's reached those heights this year. I'd love to see him, if he could reach those heights on a regular basis, he'd be pushing to being one of the better players in the competition.
It was outstanding, that grand final. As we're back, here's Stevenson, lowers the eyes. There's a better build-up from the Buffs. So the kick goes inside 50, and they've just turned it straight over, straight down the throat of Liam McGregor. He comes across to Jared Brennan. Risky kick. And the mark to Armat.
Another chance for the Buffs now.
So they can get on the board here, Rick.
He cut that off well, Sean Armat. Sean's the son of John Boy Armat, who's a premiership player with Southern Districts. Was his father. He was a very good player in his day. Yeah, played so the Districts premiership player. We'll see if Sean can put this through.
Sean Armat on the approach. Kick on the left is a good one. He snuck it home, so he gets the first for the Buffs. We move to 1-1-7. The Crocs 3-1-19.
Finished well. Good kick, and the Buffs are on the scoreboard. Probably played the better footy after the break. Buffs, I reckon.
Worked back into it nicely.
It can swing momentum, things like that sometimes.
As we see, it looks like Sam Smith down on the bench with a bit of a ankle problem. Wouldn't be good.
Might be a grind one of those days. There's nothing wrong with it going into the trenches now and then, I reckon, when you're sitting on top of the ladder.
Looks like my pal Liz Cruz is going to stroll over there and just find out what's going on.
If anybody would know, Liz would know.
Darwin socialite. Liz Cruz. Jalen Clark at halfback. Gets wrapped up in a Lee Dale tackle. Gang tackled, in fact. James Bell joins in. Have a ball up. Centre half forward for the Southern Districts as Gilhouse comes down. So good contest between those two. Richard Tambling receives, throws it on the right around the corner. Chris Atkinson drops the mark. Ed Barlow there. Swings around on the right. And that is off to the right. Out of bounds on the full. So we just see pictures there of Sam Smith. He doesn't look in a good way. You wouldn't really want to be risking him going into the Christmas break.
Well, here to turn the ball over in their forward half districts. Well done to Rusker. Now they'll get another go at it. He might have got injured while he was doing it.
He looks like he's down too. There are Crocs literally going down left, right and centre.
When it rains, it pours, gentlemen. You are, of course, watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL, thanks to TIO, Naffles, Apia and MacArthur River Mining. The Darwin Buffaloes 1-1-7 trailing the Southern District Crocs 3-1-19.
So just have a look at this replay. Looks like he's just rolled his ankle and come down on it with the body weight.
Yeah.
Anyway, ball thrown back in. Rusker still in the hands of trainers. Nice kick to a dangerous position, just out of his Farrad charging through. This is good from the Buffies. Roses, little Mallee Roses, fresh from Brisbane. And that one's not finding the target, but just finding Zach Smith.
I had to go to spell Jared Stokes, and I thought a lot with Thunder this year watching him play. Just kick the ball to space. No one will catch him. Don't put the ball in the air to him. Just kick the grass.
So nice tackle from Stevenson there. Buffs just, with a few injury problems to the Crocs, Buffs just, you feel, starting to work into the game. Here's Lee Dale. It's a nice releasing hand, ball over the top for Bowden. Lee Dale receives again. This is better. Gilhouse, awkward looking drop. Will Farah, out of reach for him. Paul Campbell taps it out in front. And that one's over the line and will have a boundary throw in.
Big Seb saw himself in unfamiliar territory, kicking the ball long into the forward line.
The big man. He's a big unit, isn't he? So ball thrown back in. Gilhouse down to Tambling. He goes without it though. David Paul gets a long kick down the centre wing and over the line. And we'll do it all again this time on the outer wing.
Of course, all eyes really have been on Southern Districts right up to, well, it is the Christmas break from this week. Just the one game lost in the last 10 rounds, in round 11, of course, today.
So ball thrown back in. Gilhouse does well, taps it to himself. It's a little cheeky flick out. Crunching tackle, umpire right there on it says play on. They're away here through McLaughlin. Good mark to Leedale. No, dropped mark. He might get it. Goes off the deck. Look at that. When it works, it works. No. Barlow drops it, gets a handball. McLaughlin kept running and Golski.
Bang.
Good gut running from young McLaughlin. And they get the Crocs fourth.
They're able to restructure pretty well. Districts, Barlow now gone to full forward, so they're certainly throwing things around. Lee Dale's another one, had a fair bit of the footy early.
He has. I reckon he played his first game round one, the game we commentated, Rick.
No, big pickup. That's the ones I always say, if you're going to fly someone in, make sure they can play.
Yeah.
Don't waste volunteers' money, and if they're being flown up here, you've got to get a kick, and that's what he's doing. So
he's rolling with the dreadlocks. How much heat would be held in there, you reckon? You'd almost chop him off to playing Darwin.
A little bit Jack Geary like a look-alike.
Anyway, back in the middle. 23 minutes gone in the first. Southern Districts 25, Darwin 7. That's nearly
on that one.
Gone to full forward, that one.
The umpire wanted to rest, I think.
As he throws it back up. O'Sullivan with the tap. Gilhouse, I like his follow-up work for a big man. Mally Roses chops that one off, throws it on the left. Here's Darryl White. Don't want him too far out.
Former teammates there, Jared Brennan and Darryl White.
You know, full credit to the umpires. 99% of the time they get that bounce right. I mean, if I tried to do that, it'd come back and smack me up in the face, I reckn. 99% of the time, the umpires, they do it very well.
They do.
It's just the 1%ers.
It is a nightmare to try and get right. And not knock yourself out.
I'd be too scared doing it.
So ball thrown back in. Darryl White and Jared Brennan doing the ruck work. Jared Brennan wins that one. It's a kick. Barlow taps it to advantage. But Crocs with the answers through Bell, although it gets chopped off. Here's Stokes. It's a bullet-like kick. Matty Campbell with a beautiful pickup. Darryl White goes without it. Jared Brennan with the one-handed pickup. They're away, Crocs. Jalen Clark works in front. McLaughlin. They've been tripped. Umpire right there, though, says play on. Barlow centres it. They've worked this well. Here's Josh Innes. Kicks it into space. Farah to McAdam on the left. It's a nice chip over the top. A good lead.
Very well-weighted kick by Charlie McAdam. Did very well. Son of the great Gilbert McAdam from the Brisbane Bears and St Kilda.
Well, Mummery tucked up.
Getting hot on the fence line there.
Tough kick from here. Young man, Dobbert. So kick underway. Just runs around a little bit. Snaps just across the face. In fact, I think it hit the post.
Fair effort.
Great kick. So they move to a 4-1-25. Darwin Buffaloes 1-1-7, sorry, 4-2-26. 26 minutes gone. A long quarter. Roses at half back. Wouldn't want to leak another one. And they're away here. So the kick goes inside 50 for the Buffs. Matty Campbell, clever. Being held onto, draws a free kick. Goes to Sam Bono. Umpire says play on.
Wow.
So Matty Campbell goes again. That's a good kick. And finds David Paul.
Gentlemen, just a quick update on Dean Staunton. We have had word on the ground that he's fine. He got hit on the back of the neck and is sitting up and having tests at the moment.
Fantastic. I don't know what happened there. I think that big fella just played on and coughed it up.
The umpire's making them kick the full 15. They're pretty strict about it.
Big fly from Roses. Just goes without it.
It's out in the full.
So his little Mally Roses. The big fly.
Very impressive fly.
It looks like it's the field umpire and the boundary umpire.
Sure what that was all about. Matty Campbell had no one near him. He would have marked that footy. And
Yeah.
So the kick in the Sambono direction, just out of reach. Bit of a falcon there to Sean Martin. They're well in control here. Here's Matt Duffy. No switch on, goes long down the line in the Barlow direction. Atkinson. Well, they've kept it in the Buffs. It's a nice little chipper to Stokes. So Stokes asked to play on. Goes with a long ball. Inside attacking 50. Big fly from David Paul. Nice hands over to Campbell. Campbell. Handballs to no one. Straight up in the air. Here's Cam Stokes. Centres the ball. Dangerous kick. They're away here through McAdam. If he can get out. Gets a handball to McLaughlin. It's locked in again. So the Crocs just coughing it up. Leading him with the head. And they're away here. Advantage paid. Tambling. Ooh, don't really know what happened there. Jalen Clark goes without it. He gets wrapped up in a big tackle.
The intensity is lifted.
Mummery. Little chipper over. Here's Richard Tambling charging inside. Kick on the way is a good one, though. Just to the left. Through 4A behind. 4-3-27 are the Crocs. Darwin Buffaloes 1-1-7. 29 minutes gone in the first quarter.
fumble there by Jalen Clark. Can't do that. And I reckon Will Farrow, you're caught in two minds. You don't know whether to mark the footy and you're going to get called a ball hog, or you let the ball go. You let that ball go, then it hit the post.
Here's Atkinson. They've called that play on too. They're red hot, aren't they?
Must have been something during the week.
The great Chris Williams. Mark Noonan, of course, umpired game 450. We'll try and catch up with that man at some stage and ask him what is going on. So here's Matty Campbell. Just gets worked out of it. Crocs with numbers again, although dropped the ball. Matty Campbell there lurking. In ball in dispute, and I will throw this one up.
Down the points end of the Marara, you've got Buffaloes have got three ex-AFL players in Cameron Stokes, Matthew Campbell and Darryl White in their forward line. And then defending against them, Jared Brennan. So there's some fair talent down the points end of the ground.
It's quarter time here at TIO Oval at Southern Districts 4-3-27 to Darwin Buffaloes 1-1-7. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Absolutely zero.
Zero? Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students. We have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps.
Barcelona. Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence. No more! Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Alright, that is quarter time here of the second game at Buffaloes 117 to the Crocs 4-3-27. We have dedicated at round 11 of the NTFL season 2 towards 0. And it is a very important campaign, not only on Territory roads but here as part of Territory 40. We are working towards 0 deaths on our road, and you can get loads of information about Towards Zero here at the stadium today. So make sure if you do see the guys walking around, you talk to them and ask them about it. At half time, we are going to have a game for the kids. You can jump out on the field and be a part of that. We'll do that at half time. So kids, if you would like to play along, we'll meet you half time out on the field. Some little prizes you might be able to win along the way. And best team player is being voted for the end of each game here this evening at TIO Stadium. Going to be voted by the coaches of both teams, so make sure you stick around for that at the end of this game.
Welcome back to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season. Round 11 action. It's the Buffaloes and the Crocs at Southern Districts in control, 4-3-27. The Darwin Buffaloes 1-1-7 as we see Matty Campbell there telling the troops what to do, Rick.
Yeah, having a word. I'd love to see him. They're a quick side. I'd love to see him. I said before with Stokes, Matthew Stokes, is kicking it to space. Jared Stokes, I should say, kicking it to space. Just get the ball out to space. They've got a lot of leg speed, and try and test districts with leg speed.
Sorry, you go, man.
Yeah, of course, the other big talking point from the game was Dean Staunton had a heavy knock, was taken off on the stretcher. We have had word on the ground that he is okay. He is sitting up, undergoing some tests at the moment, so we will certainly keep you posted on that one.
As we just look down, Sam Smith is being treated. He's getting his knee strapped by the look of it. It's like they might try and get him back on the park. I wouldn't be risking him. As Ruska, the great Shan Ruska, comes off the coach. What a great man he is. Doing a great job at the helm of Southern Districts.
Dean's still not on the bench yet, so.
It was a heavy knock. Like I said, we do know that he's okay, but you would certainly imagine he'd be out for the rest of the day.
He was out there at the quarter time huddle, but he might have gone into the ice room.
We watch Sam Smith. He's got a heavy limp, actually. I don't think he might not take much more part in today's game. Want to look at that limp, Rick? What would you say?
I think he might be in cotton wool, especially with the men. If they're being 3 goals up, if it continues this way. But no, it didn't look good, did he?
No.
He'd be spewing. He probably first time he's played full forward in his life, and he gets injured.
What are the chances?
Well, we've been asking for 3 years for that opportunity.
The big day has come, and bang, injury.
A little bit overcast at the moment, gentlemen. So the sun's disappeared.
It's Nice. I wish it would reflect that in the commentary box. That air conditioner's just turned off again, I reckon.
We've got to start up this union. We've been talking about it
for weeks. As we're back in the middle to get us underway for the second quarter. Ball thrown back up. Nice tap down there from big Rick O'Sullivan. Here's Stokes charging out of the middle. Lowers the eyes in the Matty Campbell direction. Slips catch style. Misses it. Receives it back and gets pushed over. And that's nearly a free kick.
That was an incredibly fast-paced 17 seconds of football, wasn't it?
That's sort of what I'm talking about with Buffaloes. Get the ball out into a bit of grass with Jared Stokes. They just look so much of a better side when they're playing. Exactly what we just saw then. That 10 seconds of footy, that hectic, quick, run and carry football is the football that they need to play.
So they get the first clearance. They're inside 50 now. Be great for them to get a goal. Down by 20 as it stands. Gilhouse takes it out of the ruck. They're away here. McLaughlin with the hands over. And Richie Tambling receives off half back. Comes charging out. Eddie Trupp with a good spoil on Josiah Farah. His lead Dale goes on the left. Just out of reach of Will Farah, although he's going to get it. Now holding the man. A free kick coming back to Kevin Moroney. So he finds big O'Sullivan. He's a good ruckman, this man. Nice kick to Williams.
Look at O'Sullivan's had the most touches on the field for a ruckman. Good effort.
He's killing it. Jalen Clark has a bounce. It's a good-looking kick in the Cam Stokes direction, and he's been pinged for a push. Just went a bit too early with the rig there, the big boy. Free kick going to Zach Smith.
He's the heart and soul of the Buffaloes, Cameron Stokes. When he plays well, when he plays, they usually win. He's got a few injury problems.
Matty Roses with that footwork we know so well. They're away here. Bowden taps to himself, gets wrapped up into Roses' tackle. 360. Could have been holding the pill. Umpire says play on.
Be cleaner there, Bowden.
Stokes to Campbell. Just keeps it out in front. Big contest coming here. Big hit on Campbell, and he just gets straight back up.
He did.
Good hit there from Matt Duffy. What a great contest.
Fair response by Paul Campbell, and he was hit, I would say, very well, and he jumped up quicker than I don't think the grass even felt it.
It was like a James Bond roll. He just, up we go.
I'll tell you what, if someone hit me like that, I'd be down for a week, I reckon.
In mixed netball?
Yeah. Don't really have the rig for it. As we're back underway. Could be holding the pill there. Umpire says play on though. Campbell goes off the deck, just taps it out to advantage. Stokes goes without it. Tambling clean, gets the kick away. Jalen Clark. O'Sullivan, just out of reach for him. Tambling goes on the deck. So Sam Bono now on the left. Just a bit scrappy at the moment. Can someone burst through? Stokes off the ground. That works well. Darryl White. Bang! He gets his first. Better shot on goal than the last attempt. Ricky boy.
Just shows the good footballers. They just need a millimetre or an inch, and he made something from absolutely nothing.
Melly Roses was just coming off for a rest, and they said, no, buddy. Stay on. You're having a crack. Have a look at this replay, Rick. It was good work from the Buffs in the end. They just held in there, didn't they?
No, good numbers, good representation around the footy. They're up and about, Buffs, I reckon, this first couple of minutes of the quarter. Kimmy Stokes goes, well, look at that. Just give him an inch, this bloke, and that's what he will do. 3 times AFL Premiership player, AFL NT Hall of Fame.
Very impressive resume.
Absolutely.
I said he's played in premierships at both these clubs.
I thought that one looked good.
That did come on. It just went straight over his head, though. That was a problem. Would have come close to taking his dial out. I would have thought the bounce.
Well, the ruckman shows. No, that's not good enough for us.
So Gilhouse, he wins a tap down. Big contest there, Barlow. Banana style out of the middle. Here's a race on with McGregor and Stevenson. Stevenson wins that one. Just chips it over the top to Armat. He gets the spoil on. Clock's there in numbers. And that one's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Of course, the yellow armbands as we see for towards zero, Matty.
Yeah, of course, all about improving road safety here in the Northern Territory, and yeah, look, a wonderful campaign which the AFL getting behind this weekend as well.
A very important message with a lot of people on the roads this Christmas.
Yeah.
As the ball's thrown back in, there's Sullivan with a nice tap down. A big tackle from the back. Umpire right there on it says holding the ball. So Richard Tambling will get the free kick.
I reckon with that road safety, something I reckon last year when the cyclone was here, I was a little bit silly. We got sent home from work and I drove home a bit, should have got home a bit quicker, and this tree's come down from nowhere. So I reckon we've got to be, as Territorians, we've got to be a little bit more serious about when the cyclones come this time around as well. We've been a bit slack.
Yeah, that was Captain Chaos, that cyclone, wasn't it?
It was.
As Tambling had to play on there. He doesn't have the juice in the old legs. Here's Moroney to Clark, to the tune of Jalen Clark. Has Stokes on if he wants him, ignores that. Goes down the line. That's a good mark for Bowden, out muscling Damien Williams there. So Zach Smith. Gets it back. Off a step around the corner. Lee Dale, he misses it. Cam Stokes goes with the fend off. Jalen Clark in a big contest. Is awarded with a free kick for too high. See Staunton down on the bench, or they've stuffed this up, the Buffs. Clark just looking for the free kick there. Oh, a big push in the back. Going to Liam Philpott. And a massive shove. I think we can see Staunton down and, on the bench there with ice on his neck.
Sam Smith tried to play. He was out there for about a minute and come off. So I reckon they'll put him away for the rest of the game now.
He looks worse. So a real opportunity for the Buffs now with two on the bench for the Crocs. It is a hot, humid Darwin day. Mitchell, that's straight down the throat.
It would be quite the upset if the Buffs could get up here today to capitalise on the Crocs' injuries here. As we've said, Southern Districts have been ladder leaders from the get-go. 10 rounds, just one loss so far.
Richard Tambling goes without it. Jalen Clark. And he's turned that one straight over as he shakes his bonce. McGregor finds Farah, centre half forward. Plays on. Ed Barlow lowers the eyes. Been hands in the back there. Yes, it is. Against Mummery. Going the way of Marty Corrie.
Marty Corrie been playing for Tracy Village, playing the Div 1 Premiership with Michael McLean. Made his way to Buffaloes this season.
Good footy family, the Corries.
Yep, his brother won a Nichols medal, actually, for playing for Nightcliff. And I think he might have won a rugby league medal as well.
As the Buffs are at half back. They're just struggling to get it out of their back line at the moment. The umpire circling and holding the ball. That is a bit harsh, I would have thought. The umpire right there on it. Matty Campbell giving it the ball back with a bit of juice too. There's the kick. Eddie Trupp goes without it. Here's Marty Corrie. He misses it. Handball comes out. Big O'Sullivan goes with handball over the shoulder. Lee Dale. That's a nice tap. McLaughlin on the right is out of bounds on the full.
The chaos footy there. Districts just couldn't finish it off. Did well in traffic.
So they're out here. Brad Mitchell in the Cam Stokes direction. He just looks a bit tight in the hammies. Oh, Cammy.
There we see Sam Smith getting worked on there.
He hasn't got up for about 5 minutes, I don't reckon, Sam Smith. To be confused, of course, with the great Sam Smith, the pop star.
No. Stay with me.
Ball thrown back in. Oh. A tackle there.
mean, alternatively, Sam could just be, you know, enjoying the massage. But highly doubtful.
Here's James Bell of the Crocs. Sam Bono in pursuit of him. McAdam.
Danced around that well.
Oh, here we go. It's a good cut off from Williams. And lowers the eyes and finds Darryl White. He's got Sam Bono on over the top. Uses him. Just out of reach.
Didn't get the bounce he wanted.
And through for behind.
A bit unlucky there. Usually you'd say that's a good kick with Sambono running into space. Well, they just got a terrible bounce.
Yep. So 4-5 to 29 to 2-14.
Turnover here, Damien Williams.
And that is across the face. So a couple of wasted opportunities from the from Darwin Buffaloes.
They kick one here is only a goal of difference, so it's an important moment of the game. They should have kicked one there.
Well done, Matty Campbell.
By Campbell there.
Hits it towards the boundary line. Here's Stokes, Matty Campbell. Big crunching tackle from him. And that one's straight out of bounds on the full. As Matty Campbell is, hopefully for him, just having a bit of a stretch. He's still on the deck.
I reckon they need one buff here. The opportunity down to their forward line to pin it back for there to be a goal of difference.
So here's Jared Stokes. Over the top, Darryl White. That is a beautiful kick. A great mark too.
He's protected the ball drop perfectly, Darryl, with his experience.
See Matty Campbell there, just hobbling in the bottom left of your screen.
He's come off a spell.
It's in strife. Darryl White off a step around the corner. Hits a post.
Cannot fault Matty Campbell's work rate, though. Like, every game that I've seen the Buffs play, I think he's been great.
So the long kick. Zach Stevenson just gets worked out of it. And he's been ping following the ball. So the Crocs on centre wing.
Not much to kick there, Districts. Not moving.
Mummery makes a lead for him now. Stand of his hands, although keeps his feet. Goes inside 50 in the Farah direction. Being held onto a touch. Does well, goes off the goal.
Through there.
Goal ski.
Wow.
Holy dolly. Advantage paid, and that is a goal. Strange old goal.
Well, the Crocs are just doing what the Buffs can't do at the moment, and that's get them through the middle.
I say it's usually a sign of a good side. I reckon Buffs do all the attacking, and then Districts get one little opportunity, and they grab something from nowhere. So
they've got it back out to a 20-point lead.
Just had to not allow that ball to go over the top there, Buffs. Just had to keep it forward.
Geez, that's clever from Will Farah.
Talk about bounces. Buffs the other end didn't get a good one.
Yeah.
And then down the other end, Districts get an A-grade bounce. So.
Back out to 20 points. Ball thrown back up. Guildford with the big tap. He goes and wins it again. David Paul with the tackle. McLaughlin. McLaughlin's working into the game beautifully now with Staunton off the ground. He's been busy. Kick goes inside 50 over the head of Barlow. He leads Trupp to the fence and will have a boundary throw in deep in attacking 50 for the Crocs.
Eddie Trump was come up from South Australia, good friends with Ty Martin Page, and he's been a serviceable player for Buffaloes this year.
So ball thrown back in. David Paul with a bit of body work on Guildford. So the Crocs again, although Cam Stokes does well, chops that one off at half back. The kick comes out wide and just out of reach of Arnold Punch, and we'll have a boundary throw in right on centre wing.
Any stoppages, boys? How many umpires earning their money?
Oh, certainly. 14 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Seb Gilhouse had a good year for Woodville West Torrens in the SANFL. Obviously must love Darwin back up here playing again.
What a place Darwin is. It's Paulie Campbell, the workhorse. He's had an absolute crack today. He's Eddie Trupp. Eddie Trupp at half back. Sees something he likes in Jalen Clark. Risky kick, but pays off. Clark with some sticky hands. Plays on. He's in the Atkinson direction with Jared Brennan. Jared Brennan just works him out of it nicely. And handballs it straight over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw-in.
See, Chris Atkinson is the son of former Buffaloes champion defender David Atkinson. David Atkinson, a premiership player with Buffaloes in the 1990s, and good that the tradition is carrying on.
A ball thrown back in. Guildford with the tap down. Just hacked out. Guildford on the hands and knees, gets a handball away. Ball goes straight up in the air. Got his fly. Stevenson does well, gets handball away, although misses a target. Just a bit of a scrap on. It's Williams that gets the kick away. They're away here through Bell. Ball smothered, well done there. Williams again gets wrapped up. Stevenson with the kick. So Lee Dale gets dropped by Williams. Kick goes inside 50.
They're behind District's forward.
Here's Moroney. Kick out towards Atkinson. Jared Brennan just works him over the line. Oh, he's been pinged for deliberate.
Oh, good. I'm sick of boundary throwing. It's good umpiring.
I'm sick of it.
Thought he just got pushed over by the looks of it.
Good umpiring, I like that.
There you go. Rick not taking any crap.
He's fired up.
He's Tambling, half forward for the Crocs. Puts it with a nice kick inside 50, although Will Farah just misjudged that. Last moment, Moroney took an uncontested mark.
Just need to kick the Wills' advantage side. The method they've gone into the forward line district's been average. Either the forwards have been behind or they're not kicking to their advantage side.
He's an average kick.
What's the second good mark Dowden's done that? Pushed the opposition player out of the way and taken a good mark like that this quarter.
He's playing good footy as Bowden puts it on the boot in the Will Farah direction. There's that leap off a step. Tambling with the kick. McAdam with a banana. Goal!
Bang.
Geez, he just snuck that home. What a great goal. Charlie McAdam. And Southern Districts extend the lead.
Well done to Charlie. I need a bit of work rate down there. Probably the most improved player in the competition last year. Well done by Bowden. It was a very good mark. And just get the ball in, but they just need a bit of work rate.
Oh, he just snuck this ball in. If you go with the banana.
It was a very clever kick.
What a word it was. Well, it's a 26-point leaders now. Troubling times for the Buffs as we're back in the middle. We've gone 18 minutes in this second quarter. Farah gets wrapped up in the middle. Umpire circling. Says, I'll throw this one up.
The old arms in the air like Shannon Knoll, what about me there?
What are you going to say, the old arms in the air like you just don't care? Barlow to McAdam. This is Farah. Gets a handball over the top, although just missed. Well, here's Tambling.
They're behind the forwards. District's forwards have got to play in front.
I was going to say the amount of forward entries they've had, the margin could be a lot higher.
Here's Eddie Trapp, goes to Moroney. He goes inboard.
Ricky, is that a credit to the Buffs? Obviously a cut off there, but a credit to the Buffs backline today?
No, I don't think District's forwards are working hard enough. Sorry to be negative, but...
Yeah.
Because if it's not the umpires, it's the... sorry, not the umpires, the players. Put the ball out. About time you parted. About time. Stanley gets a free kick. Barlow might get this here. A real cheap one if he goes that way. Real cheap as he's running out. Stanley gets close to the man on the mark and then goes, no, I'll go back.
I'm confident here. I reckon if a District's player led, he'd hit him, and Dale does it. you could read that a mile away, couldn't you?
Yeah.
It is poor work from the Darwin defence there. Eddie Trupp just losing touch and no one dropping in the hole. And Lee Dale will have a set shot on goal.
And sometimes you've got to read the cues and read the body language. And you could tell Richie wasn't confident, but his skills are that good. You just got to get a metre on your opponent and he'll hit you on the chest.
Lee Dale gets his second. And Southern Districts move to 7-5-47 to Darwin Buffaloes 2-3-15. We've gone 20 minutes in the second quarter.
You are, of course, watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, Naffles, Apia and MacArthur River Mining. This is round 11, the Towards Zero road safety round. And, gentlemen, personal story, as a journalist, I do the police rounds in the morning, and, you know, it's been a shocker year for the Northern Territory road toll. And you know, there was a time each morning where I was calling the police to find out what would happen overnight, and quite often, you know, it was another fatality and another fatality. Yeah. And it's a horrible thing to report on as well, and this is what Towards Zero is all about, is reducing that and getting that road toll towards zero.
Yeah, it sure is. It's a terrible time of the year for accidents and whatnot. There's never a good time for them, but especially at Christmas or Easter or... So a great campaign, the Towards Zero campaign. As Lee Dale gets a handball out. Matty Campbell back on the ground, which is good news for the Buffs. Work from Roses there. Swing and a miss. Here's McAdam. He might get on the end of this. Eddie Trupp does well. Gets a handball over the top. McAdam there waiting, but he goes over the line. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Lucky to get away with that then, Buffs. Damien probably just bend your back and pick that one up. And at numbers, I thought they were away.
So ball thrown back in. Nice tap down.
Well done.
Nice footwork too. It's a good looking kick to Cam Stokes. Winds around. Throws it on the right. Dale White direction. Does well, volleyball style. Lee Dale crunched in the tackle. Great tackle it was too. Williams with the handball. Gets it back. Does well. Drops the ball. Umpire says no worries. Play on. That's a good kick. Stokes. And well done there from Mitchell Pemberton. Just getting it out of there. Ed Barlow runs onto it. Mally Rose is running with him. The little man does well. Does very well in fact. But the 2 win over the 1. Here's Mummery at half forward for the Southern District's Crocs. Has Will Farrer if he wants him. Ignores that. Goes longer afield. Eddie Trupp and Josiah Farrer. Stevenson on the right. It's a good kick. Or Jalen Clark goes without it. Well, they're stuffing around with it at half in the back line for the Buffs. McLaughlin is legged. Umpire says no problems. Play on. Here's Stokes. Bit of relief for the Buffs.
I don't know Jalen Clark to mop up his mistakes. So it was a good second effort.
It's a dangerous kick. And it's turned over. Although good smother there from Big O'Sullivan. Gilhouse goes out with the 1 juke. Should have been pinged for holding the ball. Well, it all happened in slow motion as well.
Takes a lot to bring Gilhouse down.
Here's Sambono. Dangerous kick inside again. They're just stuffing around with it here for the moment. And a free kick going the way of the Crocs.
So Swartz received the free kick.
So here's Bo with the kick inside 50. That's a lovely kick. And it's Tambling on the chest. Now let's just see what happens here. Tambling.
See if Buffs pick it up again. You can tell he's looking.
Similar distance. And there you go.
Look at his skills. Terrific, aren't
wow. There's, again, it's 2 goals they've cost him.
You're licking your lips, wouldn't you? Richard Tambling 50 out. If you get a metre on your player, he's going to give you some pretty good service.
To extend the margin to 38.
Will again off a pretty short run-up.
Yeah, he's put that to the right.
Shanked that one.
And just extends the lead to 33. 24 minutes gone in the second quarter. It's Southern District 7-6-48 to Darwin Buffaloes 2-3-15. There's a quick kick out in the Eddie Trupp direction. It's a good mark too from that man. Lowers the eyes, founds O'Sullivan. This is a good build-up from the Buffs. Stokes in the middle of the ground, takes a mark. He's got Cam. Stokes out wide, ignores that. Comes Arnold, punch around the corner. Atkinson takes a good mark.
Well, just before half-time, the Buffs really need this one.
Sure do. What's your message to the Buffs at half-time, Rick?
Just that run and carry. Just not playing the Buffalo style last month of footy, I reckon. Maybe just kick the ball to grass as much as they can. See how Atkinson goes with this. Known mainly as a defender. See how he goes with his kick.
That's a good-looking kick off the boot. That's a goal.
There we go.
Lovely.
So good work from the big man. He gets his first and just keeps the Buffs in touch. 3-3-21 to 7-6-48. 25 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Chris Atkins is he coaching the Buffaloes women's side as well this season. So.
Like their dual roles at the Buffs.
There we go. It is half-time here at TIO Stadium where it's the Buffaloes 21 to Southern Districts 48. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Absolutely zero.
Zero. Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details and safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pinkos.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm moving far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
Alright, that does put us at half-time. Game 2, Buffaloes 3-4-22 with the Crocs 7-4-46. Round 11 is dedicated towards Zero campaign. This is zero deaths on our territory roads. It's a great campaign. You'll notice all the players are wearing yellow armbands in support of that. And you'll notice the little bits of activities that are happening around the ground as well, including in the middle of the field, which is the first of our halftime games, the tug of war. We've got, I think the Airboys are jumping in to provide some muscle. They do provide a bit of muscle on our road, so it's only fitting they join in the tug of war as well. Oh, started off pretty even, but... Alright, let's hear it for the kids. They're trying pretty hard. The Airboys, I think, The team on our right, the winners. Well done. Kids, I'm sure we've got a couple more games if you'd like to come over, join in. We will have half-time games for the third match here this evening as well. Perfect time to grab your NTFL memberships. I know we are about halfway through the season, but that's okay. The football price, they are half price now. It's great, gets you into all the NTFL games and into the Cantilla Members Bar, which is looking quite cool up there. So if you're looking for a nice, cool place to watch the rest of the season, that is perfect. Your NTFL memberships are online. And of course, we would like to take this time to thank our sponsors, TIO, Towards Zero, Northern Territory Government, Carlton Breweries, Coca-Cola, Statewide Super, No More, Flight Centre, Azalea's Pharmacy Club, Sterling, NT, Kennard Tyre, and Intersport. We also thank our media partners, 7 News Darwin, NT News, X1049 and Hot 100. Round 11 again is dedicated to Towards Zero, and if you'd like more information you can always go to towardszero.nt.gov.au. Too many people are dying on our roads. The average 45 Territorians die each year. We want to try and get that number down to zero, which is the reason behind the campaign Towards Zero. So please do go get more information. You can see some of the team actually walking around TIO Stadium, so if you do see them, stop them, ask them any questions. I'd love to talk to you. They're all down the front here, they're about to disappear, but you'll see them walking around. And head to the road safety cat's going to be back at the start of the third game. We'll be going to coin toss, so kids, you can look out for him as well. And lastly, if you are hanging around for this game, don't go anywhere yet. Both coaches from the teams will be choosing the best team player on the field for game 2. They will get themselves a $50 fuel voucher, thanks to Towards Zero.
Welcome back to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season, round 11 action from TIO Stadium. It is Southern Districts in control, 7-4-46 to Darwin Buffaloes, 3-4-22. Ricky Nolan, what would have been the message at half-time for the Buffs?
Yeah, I think just, as I've said it a few times, just kick the grass and use their pace. So see if they can get back into it. I don't think they're out of it. I think this game's still well and truly alive.
So we have a look up at the field. Cam Stokes is forward again. So we're underway. Here Lee Dale goes without it. Jared Stokes with a nice big crunching tackle. So they're away, the Buffs. It's a good kick to half forward. Finds Arnold Punch.
Matty Campbell looking for that ball again.
He's very sneaky, that little man, Matty Campbell. That's a good looking kick into Sam Bono direction. Although Crocs get there in numbers. Sam Bono with a nice chase down. Lee Dale misses that target. And there's a free kick coming back. I think it might be against Sam Bono for holding on.
Two blokes I think Buffs need to get into the game. Matty Campbell and Jared Stokes. They're probably the best two players. Got touches early, and that's what they need.
Rick, I did notice in that second quarter, Jared Stokes spent a lot of time forward, which I thought was quite surprising. You want that man up around the ball, up the ground, a touch. Williams with a nice handball. Moroney goes backwards, dangerous kick. Corey
under pressure here.
Gets wrapped up. Matty Campbell goes with a big tackle. Barlow just drops the ball. Umpire blindsided. Corey goes without it, has another chance. Gets a nice handball out to Moroney. It's better work, Atkinson. Kicked the last goal for the Buffs in that second quarter. On hands and knees, gets it out, does well, does the big man. So Paulie Campbell smashes it forward. Here's Jared Stokes, gets a handball out. Just a bit scrappy for the moment, he's tambling. Matty Campbell, I think that landed right on his bonce.
Falcon, wasn't it?
Right on top of the ball bonce, it did. This is a nice ball out centre wing, although Swartz throws it on the left to Will Farah. Good mark.
I would like to see Damien Williams just switch. Talk about Buffs and get the ball to grass. Like, don't come back to where the traffic is. That's not Buffs. Contested footy's not Buffs' game. Go the other way. Kick the ball to grass. See what happens. Come back to contested footy. They've just gone forward and Will Farah's taken a good contested mark.
Willie Farah. Let's have a look at the run-up, what he's rolling with today. Just a few steps, gets into a trot, and it's off to the right.
Very close to the man on the mark there as well.
Changes the run-up a bit, doesn't he, Rick?
Yeah, he does.
Throughout the course of the game.
Sort of pick it if he takes a couple of steps. Usually isn't too accurate, but when he's got his good rhythm, he's quite a lovely kick of the footy.
Nice and natural, it flows. Gets into a nice trot. So that's a well-weighted kick. Arnold punch goes with the hands to Campbell. It's a better kick, getting the ball on the outer wing. Jalen Clark presents, ignores that. Aussie eyes, O'Sullivan.
Good work, run and carry, that's it, get it on. Get the ball to grass.
Here they go, here's that kick into space. They get it out the back.
Hovering along the boundary line and through it goes.
Well, the boundary throw in.
That's a win. A throw in near there at forward 50, taking the ball 200 metres, and then you've got to look at it and then set to try and score a goal from this.
So on the outer side of TIO Stadium, ball thrown back in. Atkinson to do the ruck work for the Buffs, gets a tap down in the Paulie Campbell direction, misses him. Jared Brennan goes with the one juke, swings around with the kick. Up on centre wing now. Matty Campbell with a nice tackle. Bit of candy bang sold there from Jalen Clark. Atkinson does well in a 2-on-1. Though it's Jared Brennan that comes out with it.
He's looked right, Jared Brennan, for a person that hasn't played football for quite a while, isn't he? He's moving well.
Mummery and Jared Brennan, they just stunk that one up. Another boundary throw in. So you see Josh Innes just having a bit of a stretch there. Of course, there's only 2 on the bench now for the Crocs. So the Buffs need to really capitalise on that as we're inside 50. But again, Swartz, that one has gone over again, and we'll have another boundary throw in, Rick.
Yeah, just got to use the footy a bit better coming out of defence there, Swartz. Just hit Richard, or Mummery, I think it was. Boundary throws, they need a rise. They've worked that hard today.
So ball thrown back in. It's a free kick, is it? I'm going to throw it in again. Yeah. There's been so many boundary throw-ins, that little umpire will be a bit buggered. It's a bit better, that one. So the big Gillhouse wins it, hands it straight over though. The turnover going the way of the Crocs. Nice big tackles. There's a whistle. They were away then. The ball's coming back. They're lucky there, really, the Buffs. They were away. So at half back, Jared Brennan comes across to Swartz. Switches on. It's a good kick, Bowden. Sambono sands the mark. Kick in the Tambling direction. Early fly there from Williams. Umpire said that's fine, and over the line, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
We are just 10 days away from Christmas. We know that in the NTFL we take a couple of weeks break over the Christmas period. Ricky, is it a good thing for the players?
Yeah, it's interesting. I can remember years ago I've played a game on December 27 before, and I played a game January 2nd, so it never used to happen. So they only brought it in probably about 3 or 4 years ago. So. Yeah. But that was before the Tiwi Bombers come in, and there was a bye, and there was 21 rounds. So yeah, there's a little bit more footy played. But now when I was coaching, I did look forward to it. A bit of a break, to tell the truth. So.
One's over the line, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
Yeah, but it's I remember the grand final used to be late in March, and there was 21 rounds with 3 byes. So
wow,
things have changed now. They have a little bit of a rest over the summer. Especially the juniors. I wish the juniors would keep playing through January, especially the 14s and 16s. They need to get games of footy into junior kids. So I wish they'd keep playing sometimes.
They're away here, the Buffs, through Mitchell. That's a nice kick to Stokes. Bit going on off the ball. It's pretty cheeky. Stokes just weighing up his options. Has nothing on, really.
It just isn't Buffalo style.
Long down the line, it's going to get swallowed up. Darryl White there in a 2-on-1. Does well. Gets it over the line, and we'll have a boundary throwing.
Well, gentlemen, the official word is in and Sam Smith is out for the game. He has got changed out of his playing gear, so he will not be making a return this evening.
So, ball thrown back in. Sullivan and Guildford. Guildford winning that tap down. Barlow to McLaughlin. McLaughlin's work rate has definitely lifted since Staunton going off with that injury. It's Mummery. It's out wide. McLaughlin will receive again. Will Farah charging out on the lead, ignores that. Barlow.
Done that well, Districts. Buffs had numbers behind the ball. They just didn't blaze away. They're holding the footy.
Mummery will get this one. Turn around. He pops it over the top to Farah. He takes a good mark.
They did that well, Districts. Instead of blazing away, just hold the footy. Wait for an opportunity to present itself. This will be a fair kick from here, though. He's looking pretty confident. He's not one bit interested in looking around to see if anyone's free at all.
Oh, well, you've got it.
They'll use all the time on the clock there as well.
I know they'll be looking to milk as much as they can with 2 on the bench. Look down. So the kick on the way is to the near side. Through for a behind.
The District's down to 2 rotations. Often said in footy when there's 2 even sides, sometimes in Darwin footy, it can make a massive difference, I reckon, especially in the early game.
Eddie Trupp takes a mark at half back on the outer side. So just pops it over the top. Lucky Armat down the line. Ball still in by the looks of things. No, it's over again.
Big game tonight with St Mary's and Nightcliff.
Back of that one.
Yeah.
Cameo, it's 150th too, Rick.
Yeah. And should be a good game. Saints got a decent side in as well.
Tambling throws it on the right. Just out of reach. Buffs with numbers. They do well. Marty Corrie finds the target. They're away here, the Buffs.
Kick the grass, kick the grass, see what happens.
Here we go, Sam Bono. Look at that footwork, gets a handball out to White. Just off the side of the boot, might work. Ball in dispute. But again, Crocs at ground level, too good. Swartz runs it out, has a bounce. Gets a handball away to a flat-footed Bowden, does well. So the long kick, Trupp flies for the Buffs. Williams just with the one juke, does well. Good mark for Jalen Clark. And that's 50 metres.
Yep.
Well, Jalen. I reckon Damien Williams did terrific then to get that ball forward. I thought it was a very good mark by Jalen Clark under pressure. They're hard to mark those balls.
David Paul giving a little bit of advice to James Bell.
David Paul, very good rugby league player for Nightcliff in the local rugby league comp here. Having a crack at Aussie rules as well.
So Jalen Clark to get his first for the day. On the approach, gets into a trot. Kick looks pretty good off the boot, although just to the left. Through for behind.
You kicked 4 goals in the second quarter of the grand final to get them back into the game, Jalen. Something like that may be needed today for Buffaloes to get back up.
He nicknames himself the Rolls Royce, apparently, but that was more of a Datsun kick, that one.
Datsun. Don't mind a Datsun. Here's Jalen Clark. Here he is again. Gets wrapped up. Just held it up for the moment. Jared Brennan does well. Have a look at that from the big man. So kicks in the Matty Campbell direction, and that one's over the line. Another boundary throw. The Datsun 200B was a very good rally car. We used to run them when we were kids, just out of Bendigo. So
you can't buy a Datsun anymore, can you?
I'd love to get a Datsun.
But you can't buy them new, can you?
No, wouldn't have thought so.
I hope not. I've just offended a lot of... if they are still manufacturing cars, I've upset them. So.
Datsun enthusiasts are throwing their Datsun little cars at the TV as we speak.
It might have won Bathurst, the Datsun, didn't it?
Did it?
No,
I wouldn't have thought so. Not the 200B, as we're in the middle. Cam Stokes goes to battle. Just a bit of holding on going on there on McGregor. Here's Barlow. He's been very impressive today. Goes with the kick outside. That's a bit of an average kick, though, as I pump up his tyres. Lee Dale, speaking of having a good day, just gets worked off it. Commentators curse central here from me. A comedy of errors there. He could have played the Benny Hill music then.
Bit of a soccer match going on here at the moment.
It is.
And it continues.
Cues in the rack from a lot of people out there by the looks of things. There's a kick. No. Amy Stokes chops that off. They're away here.
Lots of space to run on here.
This is what you want, Rick. Kick into space. It gets cut down pretty quick.
He's got nothing up the ground.
He's going from the one. He gets wrapped up in a fantastic tackle.
That was a spectacular tackle.
The problem there, Moroney looked up and he just had nothing.
So Bo Swartz with the crunching tackle. Umpire asks him to play on. It's a kick down in the Tambling direction. Just does that one too easy on Corrie. So winds round, centres the ball. Lee Dale out of his hands. Eddie Truck goes without it. Roses off a step into the middle of the ground. Guildford with the big fly at the back. They've got numbers here, Crocs. They've just overkicked that kick.
Played well, Paul Campbell, but best game of NTFL footy I've seen him play for a while. He's done well.
He's a workhorse, isn't he? He's tough as nails. So Stevenson, the kick. An average kick too. Might work out though. Sambono goes without it. I'd love to see this man work into the game. That's a good tackle. Jared Brennan again with the one hand. Dangerous kick. Ball in dispute. And Sambono throws on the left. That's a good kick.
Well done.
To Darryl White.
Well done.
Darryl White. Just looking to move it quickly. On the angle.
Have a crack now, I think.
Just thinking, like, they're 4 goals down, Buffs. If, you know, Stokes or Sambono or Matty Stokes, and then now they're down into 3. The game's still on, I reckon. They just need a little bit of spark. A Jared Stokes run, a Matty Campbell goal or something like that. Hopefully this inspires them, because there's only 3 goals in it, and Districts have got no bench. They've only got 2 on the bench, and I reckon that makes a massive difference in NT football. So we'll see if this sparks them. But Jared Stokes, Matty Campbell, they're the 2 we've got to look for. See what happens.
Darryl White just went with the traditional drop punt there on the tight angle.
And we've seen that a lot, that spark a lot in the last 10, 11 rounds of the NTFL so far, where we've seen a lead change after half time, and other teams can come through and end up winning.
Big hit from Guildford. Paulie Campbell wrapped up by Tambling straight away. Ball pops out. Paul goes without it. And it's a free kick. David Paul.
Stokes at the back if it gets over.
Right. Williams. That's a nice handball. Matt just went without it. That's a clever tap out the back. O'Sullivan gets a handball to Williams. Kick on the way. They're back in at the bus. Wow. Here we go. That's what they needed.
That's what we're talking about. Jared Stokes, very smart little tap over the top.
That was very clever.
I reckon Williams is another one who's one of their better players, is just getting into the game. But just watch Jared Stokes' smart little tap here. The look away, well done. Very smart player. Well done by the ruckman, give it to the Silk.
It's like he went, oh no, what am I going to do?
Williams had a good 5 minutes, got him back into the game. 2 goals, as we've said many a times, Districts have got very few interchanges. Game on.
So here we go. Gillhouse. The kick. Here's Williams again. Gets a handball out. That's a good handball too. Roses gets wrapped up. Doesn't have it. And gets a free kick. So good work from that young man. McAdam just holding on too long. Roses, that's a good kick. Drop mark from Atkinson. Gets dispossessed and holding the ball. So Jared Brennan plays on. A little two-step and a little chip over the top to Lee Dale. Might sit for him. Roses goes without it. And good result for the Buffs.
I reckon it's massive in territory footy when you got two fairly even sides. I think Districts are a bit better side today on paper than Buffs, but the rotations in territory footy in this heat is massive. And I've seen sides lose players early in games and then get blown out of the water. So I do think it'll have a bearing in the last quarter.
It's 13 points as it stands now. Gillhouse, so too easy out of the ruck.
Second effort, Seb.
The Mummery gets jumped on straight away. And Corrie gives away the free kick.
Good umpiring. We don't want to see a boundary throw in.
No nonsense there from Ricky Nolan. So here's Mummery. With a little chipper. Sort of a nothing kick, and in fact out of bounds on the full.
It's unbelievable, that. Get the ball in, show some urgency.
At a time where Southern Districts are now on the back foot as well.
18 minutes gone, although trouble here.
Just got to take it on for the last minute, Buff, see what happens.
That one's over the line and we'll have a boundary throw in. Interesting time in the game.
I don't think a quarter will go long. I don't think there's been many goals scored.
As 19 minutes just ticks over.
Keep an eye on Jared Stokes if he can do something magical in the last couple of minutes of this game. Get Buffs right back into it.
Gillhouse with the big tap. Ball in dispute. Bodies flying everywhere. It's stepped up a notch. Buffs have got a sniff. That's a good centering kick. Barlow juggles it, drops it, kick.
Wow.
Over the top, just punched through at the last moment.
The other fast play here, Buffs.
Kevin
Good.
Maroney.
Matty Campbell, the coach, straight onto a fast play. He knows what's required.
Yep. Eddie Trupp at half back.
Stokes with space here. Use him.
Maroney. And plenty of space.
Good coaching by Matthew Stokes. It's exactly what they needed there.
And that one's over the line for
Matthew Campbell, sorry.
You're watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, Naffles, Apia and MacArthur River Mining. 20 minutes gone in the third quarter.
See a number of rotations happen. Ball thrown back in. Gillhouse and O'Sullivan do battle. O'Sullivan goes off the deck. Here's Lee Dale. He's been great all day. A good kick up to half forward. Eddie Campbell there. Trupp gets it back to Campbell. There, Philpott. That's a good kick. That's opened up. Here's the big boy in O'Sullivan with a long kick to David Paul. Takes a grab. No, drops it at the last moment.
Big fella.
Has time. Dances around. Tried to do too much, the big boy. And he's coughed it up.
He's got the ball to Sambono. Anything could happen then.
So they had him outnumbered there. They were done. Here's McAdam. Throws on the left, finds Tambling. Good spoil from Clark over the top, although Tambling still got time. Gets a handball over to Barlow. Barlow goes inside to Bell. Barlow receives again. Kick to the top of the square in the Jared Brennan direction. And well done, defensive work from Matty Campbell getting that over the line.
I reckon Matty Campbell can sense it's coming here. You can see he's trying to move the ball on. I reckon he'll be able to get him at three-quarter time and say, boys, it's game on here.
Punch with the clever little kick over to Maroney. Maroney again had nothing down the line. Williams just misses a target with Atkinson. Good attack on the ball from Williams. So Maroney will get it. Goes with the kick. Down the line. If it goes out, it's a win for the Buffs. And it does.
Reset here and try and get one very late one.
15 minutes gone, the lights are on. It's heating up a touch.
I'm looking for Jared Stokes in this situation, see what he can do.
So ball thrown back in. Atkinson goes over the back. No one there. Williams wins tackle. Taken high. Had his head ripped off. Umpire says advantage. That's a nice looking kick in the Sambono direction. This ball in dispute. Some clever work there.
Big fella.
Darwin Buffaloes with the numbers. Phil Pott just out of reach of him. Umpire just letting it go. Paulie Campbell goes with the head. Sambono gets wrapped up. Phil Pott off a step to the top of the square. Darryl White. With the one hand. No, he's giving away a free kick. Do you know who it is? What have you done? That was a great mark.
Freakish, wasn't it?
And he took it from one hand across to the other hand so seamlessly.
Well, they're away here, Barlow. Have a look at this. Tambling in space. Could have a bounce. Look at that for a kick. Oh, Farah just drops a mark at the last moment. Taps it to advantage, although it goes over the line. Very lucky the Buffs then.
I said before about Matty Campbell had felt the moment. I just reckon, and we'll see here with. I reckon Darryl. I reckon the umpire's got to feel the moment here. You've got to let that go up.
Look, he throws it up, and he goes, "What?" He's got to be kidding. Good work from the replay team up here. Going back to that one, that was a cracker. Need more Darryl White time. Did you just see him creep up the ground a touch? Up to the wing. There's Atkinson having a well-earned rub on the bench. The ball thrown back in.
See, Jared Brennan's gone forward for the last 5 minutes of this game. On quarter.
Another boundary throw in.
Going to be lucky to be 30 seconds left in this quarter.
A cough there from Matty Hepworth. He's been running with the cold all week. For those playing at home. Taking a bit of time throwing it in, and she goes. Sullivan wins the tap down. Campbell's it forward, and Brad Mitchell sees that one over, and we'll do it all again. 15 points, Rick. It's not out of the question with Crocs down 2 rotations, is it?
No. Especially if Darryl White had to kick that goal or been allowed to play on that thing, it would have made things very interesting.
So ball thrown back in. Beautiful work down there from Mitchell. Ball in dispute at half back for the Buffs. Just hands it straight to Tambling though with the kick. And that one's over the line again.
A good quarter, Damien Williams. He's defended very, very well. Just bought that ball. We're going to be Buff's worst nightmare here to allow a goal.
And Shannon Rusker will be in the box saying dreams do come true. The great mate Shan Rusker and Matty Campbell.
I'm going to watch Jared Brennan in this situation, I reckon.
So ball thrown back in, tapped down. Campbell just gets it out of there quickly. Here's Cam Stokes. Oh, the Rolls Royce. Had his head taken off.
Wow, well done. Good, Jalen.
Goes to advantage.
It is not the Buffs' day.
Oh, why? That's clear advantage, Rick. Do you know if there's a rule why they bring that back in that? Like, is there a specific
reason? I think if he
reason?
collected the ball past where the free kick was, I believe.
Okay. There you go. Big fly out the back and a secured a mark from Newell. So Newell just looking for options. Darryl White saying, "Sit it on my head. Do you know who I am?" And he goes in that direction.
In the back?
In the back. No, nothing's doing. Umpire says play on.
He's looked at the umpire, Darryl, and said, "Hey."
Here we go. You might get it back here. Sambono just goes quickly out of the pack. Look at that! Oh. Holy moly.
Been a bit unlucky, Buffaloes here. They probably should have scored another goal late in this quarter.
14 points the margin. 26 minutes gone in the third quarter. She's game on. And 50 metres. Darryl White's giving a bit of advice to that umpire. That is not needed at this time in the quarter.
I just reckon a goal here to Buffs would be very handy. Now they're not paired off well. Darwin, switch back on.
Farah comes out to McAdam.
They're interchanging now, which means Districts have got one up.
So Bowden held up on the mark. Campbell did well there. McAdam holding on to the pill. Good lead, although drop mark. And that is holding the ball every day of the week. So good work from the Buffs, defensive-wise. Phil Pott goes out into the middle of the ground, finds Sambono. This field there's only seconds left.
Yeah, so they've got to be racing against the clock here right now.
Stevenson has Stokes on over the top, ignores that, needs to move it quickly. Doesn't. Now does, goes long. The David Paul direction, stands under it. Who's out the back? Might work out. Cam Stokes there, keeps it out in front. Oh, and there goes the siren, and that is through for a behind. I think it is. So at three-quarter time, it is Southern Districts just with their nose in front by 14 points. We'll be back with the final quarter right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too. She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Absolutely zero.
Zero. Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear and get in, but also its service details and safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm moving far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin for easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
Three-quarter time, 5-7-37 Buffaloes to 7-8-50 the close, still close game, and anyone's from at this point. Round 11 is the Towards Zero round, so thank you everyone for being here and supporting Towards Zero. That is zero deaths on territory roads. And you can talk to the Towards Zero team around the stadium. They are walking around. Or head to towardszero.nt.gov.au. While you're on the internet, make sure you jump on and grab your NTFL memberships. They're down half price. I mean, we've only got half a season to go, but you can still get into every game. You can get into the members bar. Nice and cool up there, coming into a warm, wet season. So make sure you jump on, get your NTFL memberships, and don't forget, at the end of this game, we will have both coaches voting on the best team player. Themselves there. This is it, the last quarter of Game 2 here at TIO Stadium, the Buffaloes and the Crocs.
Welcome back to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season. It's round 11 action with a big final quarter coming up with the Darwin Buffaloes. 5-7-37 to the Crocs, 7-8-50. With those two rotations down, Ricky, the Crocs, the Buffs are well and truly in it.
I think it's game on. I reckon, just looking at Shannon's body language there, I reckon he's saying, hey, we need to dig deep, to get out of this. And I think it's just a win if you get the W, and it's a tick for districts, I reckon, where I reckon Matty's the other way going, hey, we're in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, these were the two grand finalists last year, and what a rivalry it's been. We saw last time these guys met, the Crocs only got up by a goal. In the grand final, they got up by a point, and we know that Southern Districts, of course, they've only lost one game this season so far. So they've been the competition leaders for the year so far.
Dean Staunton, of course, out with an injury, and so too Sam Smith. So, arguably two of their greats, their best players, Ricky, out for this final quarter.
Yeah, no, I think there's no argument there. They've been their best two players this year. So that's why I just reckon Matty Campbell will be there going, boys, we're right in this right now, especially they had to kick the goal late there, but there's no... can't look back into the future.
Of course, the the great Darryl White just giving a bit of advice to the umpires. That last decision, but it's game on. It's only 13 points in it.
And that's the thing, two quick goals from the Buffs, and it is an incredibly exciting game. And we saw that. I think they got two in a row, and the excitement, Ricky, you said they needed that spark, and that first goal was the spark, and the intensity stepped up. Two more again, and there's a point in it.
Sam Bono's one that's two. I'd probably, if I was Matty Campbell, I just reckon get the ball to him as much as we can in a one-on-one situation. In a little bit of space, I just reckon he's the one that can turn it on.
Rick, if you're Matty Campbell at three-quarter time, who are you looking at to really step it up a notch?
I know he was best on ground the grand final last year, but I think Stokes is their best player. He's their barometer when he's up and about. They're a hard side to think. But I thought Williams really got him back into the game.
Yeah.
Quarter. I thought he had a terrific quarter. And then that's Chris Williams. And I thought Damien Williams was pretty good down back as well. So
he really held it together across half back, didn't he?
I reckon Matty Campbell halfway through this quarter put himself on the ball. I reckon as well. Starting back.
We'll look at the great man. He's only little. He's an absolute unit. It's just some kids
on the oval.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Playing hopscotch.
As he
kids everywhere on the oval.
There is, isn't he?
Only in Darwin.
There we go. Wrap it up, folks.
What is going on?
Descended into chaos here at TIO Stadium.
Kids do the darndest things as we're about to get underway.
Here we go.
Umpire holds the ball aloft. The siren sounds, and we're back into it. Big O'Sullivan winning the tap down there for the Buffs. Stokes in pursuit of Lee Dale. And Southern Districts get that first important centre clearance. Up to half forward, here's Matty Campbell. Clean below the knees, gets it out to Stevenson. He's got time, gets it back to the coach in Campbell.
So clean, Matty Campbell.
Straightens up. Good kick to half forward. Armat with a big tackle. They've been holding the pill. Umpire right there on it says play on. Here's Cam Stokes off a step, and it's the mark taken. Well, Sean Martin, he plays on. Moves across to McAdam. He's had a fantastic year, that man. That's a beautiful kick. Josiah Farah, he gets off to the races. Atkinson closes him down, just gets the kick away in time. It's all Buffs back here. And a good mark taken to Marty Corrie. So he just goes pitching wedge style up in the air. Interesting kick.
Rain.
And, landed right on the bonds too of Barlow. He gets wrapped up and over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Damien Williams, good pressure then. Wasn't the greatest kick to him. Need one early, Buffs, I reckon. You can see there they've got 4 on the bench.
You look down to a lonely bench in the Crocs with just the 2. Here's Gil House. Does it all himself, but puts it straight out of bounds on the full. So the Buffs will look to get the first goal. Currently 13 points.
See there on the bench, Smith and Dean Staunton. 2 boys injured early in the game in their civilian clothes.
That kick gets over overdone. Buffs. Turned it over. It's Josiah Farah. Bring it inboard, ignores that option. That's a good kick. Here's Swartz. Just looking to milk as much time as they can. He comes around, puts into a dangerous position. Farah from the back. They're away here, the Buffs. Risky kick. Atkinson stands under it. Big punch from behind. Armack gets wrapped up, slung to the ground. And umpire says he will throw it up.
At this point in the game, Ricky, stoppages. Is that a win for the Buffs or the Crocs?
No, I don't reckon the Buffs. I reckon the Buffs want a free-flowing game. So I'd say it's a win for the Crocs.
So Tambling just out of his hands, although Leedale kicks it out in front off the ground. Goes again. Ball's inside 50. That one goes straight over the line. Another boundary throw in. Matty Campbell's just looking for a bit of deliberate there.
Fair call. We want to play footy. Too many boundary throw-ins today for my liking.
You're not liking it, eh, Rick? Nah. So ball thrown back in. How many times have we said that? Gilhouse goes over the back. That's a clever tap. Farah to the top of the square. Works in nicely. Wow. Good goal. And Crocs get that important first goal in the final quarter and extend the lead. 8:56 to 5:7:37. Just 4 minutes gone in the final quarter.
A couple of good pieces of play. Look in the replay, I reckon. Terrific by Gilhouse. Will Farah, no concrete feet. He's on the move, which was terrific. Great tap by Gilhouse. And then the body work by Barlow here is outstanding. Just pushes Damien Williams, who's a very strong man, just pushes him out, and then Districts, like a lot of today, they've got that A-grade bounce. So well done by those three players. Look, Gilhouse, good tap. No concrete feet by Farah. And good work by Barlow.
So out to 19 points now.
The wind's picked up a bit to District's end as well. So.
Here we go into space. Stokes goes off the deck. Barlow gets wrapped up. Croxtow in control.
Well,
nice little tap.
That was clever.
There from Punch. O'Sullivan. They've done well. Good smother there from Eddie Trupp. Gets wrapped up in a big Tambling tackle. McLaughlin throws it on the right. Williams. Maroney goes back to Stevenson. It's a good kick to Corrie. It's a better kick from him as well. Williams at halfback for the Buffs. They need to muster up a goal just to stay in it. It's a good kick, it's different. He has O'Sullivan over the top. Finds the big man who likes to get into a trot, has a bounce.
Oh, the big fella.
2 bounces. Us. The play to come at him. Darryl White stands under it.
Stokesy.
At the back. Although it's all Crocs there. Too easy, Zach Smith. Oh, he sort of just shriveled up a bit. And he's been done for throwing the ball.
Good umpire.
So a good tackle.
Need one here, Buffs. Oh.
The coach killer, that one. Jared Brennan. Nice kick in the Barlow direction, just out of his reach. He went to ground. Turns into a 2-on-1.
Enjoying that Barlow-Williams contest. It's a good contest there.
So they go inside 50 through Philpott. Big collision there at centre half forward. Stokes with a great tackle. Goes again. Ball on the deck. Ball pops out now. Stokes. Here's Williams, gets out, throws it on the right, it's a goal. So they stay in touch. They get the margin back to 13 points. 8:56 are the Crocs to Darwin Buffs. 6-7-43, Ricky Nolan.
His second half, Chris Williams, has been very impressive. I reckon he's the one that's got him back into the game. I reckon that first goal that District's kicked is just going to hurt him, I think. But see what happens. There's still plenty of time. But he's been impressive in the second half, this man. Got him back into it.
Been outstanding young man.
Good in clinches, good at winning contested football.
So here we are back in the middle. O'Sullivan with a big tap over the top. Here's Williams again. Can he get on the end of it? Does. Gets handball away. Philpott lowers the eyes. O'Sullivan. Umpire says to play on. Winds around on the right. Big kick to the top of the square. Gets over the top. The big man has delivered. And have a look at him. They get around him. What a goal.
Game on, boys. 7 points the difference. 2 goals in 2 minutes, and Buffs now have the momentum.
What a goal from the big man.
Yeah,
Let's have a look at this replay.
Played a good game. Again, Williams involved.
Just the big man turns around on a dime, throws on the right, and beautiful work.
Well,
and you called it earlier.
Matt as well on the goal square. Well done.
Yeah.
I love in AFL how you can, you know, in those situations, you can rip their heads off, you can do whatever you want. Now, umpire goes, play on! You know, you can do whatever just to get that ball through.
A little wrestling match in the
square. Like if that was in general play, it'd be a free kick.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Big fella's doing well.
Goes without it this time, though. They just pile on. It's just stepped up a notch. Buffs have got a bit of confidence now. You can tell by the way they're moving around.
Of Matty Campbell in about 4 minutes, just to throw himself in there for about 3 minutes and then pop himself back.
So big tap from O'Sullivan. Gilhouse is off, having a break for the Crocs. Here's Corrie.
Free.
That's 4.
Oh,
great kick.
Great kick. Really opens up for Philpott. He gets the kick inside 50 now.
Downfield.
Downfield too. Jared Brennan not really enjoying the work from that umpire. So this time, Jared Stokes.
We've got the chances of Jared Stokes playing on, trying his leg speed. Around the other man on the mark. We'll see.
Look, I'm not a gambling man, but I'd say 2 to 1.
2 to 1.
Let's see what he does here, Jared Stokes.
Quite got the distance, we'll see. He play on here.
Gonna have a crack from 51, comes off the side of the boot. Might work though.
TJ.
And that should be 50. That's a mark.
He's paid 50.
It should be too.
50 and take it to McMillan's Road from here. just to the square will do.
Been more than serviceable.
He's been good, hasn't he?
45-year-old.
Yeah. As I said, I'm 35 and I struggle to play mixed netball. Look at this man.
In football, in the Masters or whatever, it goes Super Rules, which is 35s to 45s. He's actually eligible for Masters, so he's actually too old for Super Rules, and in Masters he kicks a goal and it's a 1-point ball game.
We are on, gentlemen. It is on.
Have a look at this. So the downfield, the free kick being paid.
We're going to see Jared Stokes show the candy and run around and kick a... just had a feeling he was thinking about it. I reckon Buffs will have the legs. As I've said many times, when you lose those rotations, it makes a massive difference in footy up here.
So here we go, ball thrown back up. Gilhouse back into the middle for the Crocs. They still win the centre clearance. Darryl again. Gets out. He might get it back here, Darryl. No, they go outside. Stokes with a clever tap. Ball rolls up to the goal, but it's good work there from the Crocs. And they get the clearing ball out of there, but it might be coming back in with interest. Although Stokes goes without it, has time. And that one's over the line and will have a boundary throw-in. Just the 1 point. 11 minutes gone in the final quarter.
I think they're in a very good spot here, Buffaloes. Get back within a point. It's 3 goals not that long ago. Done well.
That might come back, as you said, Rick, that first goal, that cheap goal they got might come back to haunt them. Anyway, we've got a game on our hands. We are not complaining. O'Sullivan, he's been good in these last 5 minutes. Buffs get the clearing kick, inside 50, Darryl White there. Big David Paul, nice footwork from that man. Have a look at that for a kick. Jalen Clark drops the mark, but he's got time, or he nearly trips over his old feet. The big boy throws it on the left to the top of the square. Stokes there for the Buffs, push him out of the way. Off the ground, they're taking the level work. Big David Paul gets a goal.
He's been impressive, boys. He's been impressive, the big. I don't know quite sure I follow basketball that closely. So is that timeout or?
It is the.
I want a Tim Tam. But a good second effort here by that big fella. He's and with an effort like this, I reckon he deserves a Tim Tam as well.
That's not cash for comment, is it, Tim Tam?
Go.
Great work. Oh.
He's a little bit hungry.
He's hungry for victory, not for Tim Tam.
The goal was good, don't get me wrong, but the Tim Tam was probably a bit done.
Well, I'll back him. I reckon he did well and he deserves a Tim Tam.
Here we go.
Here we go, Paulie Campbell out of the middle. I need to get it back together. Beautiful work from you, Ricky Nolan. As Josiah Farah goes off the deck, gets it out.
Look at
to
the run, Buffs, haven't they?
Malcolm Rose is there. He's got plenty of time. Look at that footwork from that young man. Beautiful work.
They are on
Has
here.
a bounce. Heads to centre forward.
It's all Buffs.
Here's O'Sullivan.
What a change.
Now, it looks like he's going back here, the big man.
Outside of 50. The man on the mark's outside of 50.
He's rucked all day. If he can kick this from 55, it's a fair effort.
He does have a big leg on him.
Well, he's a tall man. Tall man, big kick.
So he's
super.
On the approach. Will he pull out the tee for Tim Tam?
DJ.
Out the back, Paul flies. Bodies flying everywhere. They just scrap it out of there. Stokes off a step around the corner. And they've got 3 in a row.
Momentum in football is absolutely massive, isn't it? And you've seen Buffs here. Just had the momentum.
No tea though, I'm really disappointed. Unbelievable work. They just extend the lead nicely now to 11 points as we have a look at the replay. Straight to Stokes.
They're big guns, aren't they, that have got them back into the game.
They can feel it. You can just see their body language. They're really celebrating each goal, particularly when they took the lead, but they're hungry right now.
No, it seems selfish of him, but I'd love Matty Campbell just for 2 minutes on the ball. I just reckon he's fresh. The ball hasn't been down Southern District's forward line at all. 2 minutes, kick one, Matty, inspire him, and then put yourself back. But sometimes when you're the coach, you've also got to empower other people as well.
So ball thrown back up. Good battle between those two. So McLaughlin winning centre clearance. Nice handball out. They're away. The kick goes inside 50.
No one's home.
That one's going over the line and we'll have a boundary throwing deep in attacking 50 for the Crocs.
Nah, Eddie Trump doesn't have he has a crack, doesn't he?
He does.
He gives it everything. Troy Luff lookalike. I like him.
If we don't have Tim Tams on our desk when we come back after the Christmas break, I'm going to be very upset, Ricky. That's just a call out to whoever the rep is in town in Darwin here. Gilhouse wins the tap down. Lachlan goes off the deck. Nice body work there from Mummery.
They can make something out of this.
Kick to the top of the square. It's a dangerous one. Here's Matty Campbell. He's quick. He runs it out to O'Sullivan. Just goes with the barrel. Farah drops it. Well done. They've worked it to advantage. If this goes out, it's a great win. And great work from Arnold Punch.
Well done, Buffs. And Matty Campbell just get out of that dangerous area. Well done.
So the lead stands at 11 points. There's 16 minutes gone in the final quarter. Have the Buffs done enough? Crocs have done really well just to hold on this long with 2 on the bench. O'Sullivan wins that tap down. Guildford with the nice hands up.
Thank to that one.
Here's Jared Brennan. Misses him. So Innes with a nice kick inside 50. And Mummery takes a mark. Had McAdam on over the top. Didn't turn around quickly enough.
It's a super important kick, this.
He'd want a dob at the little fella.
Taking a bit of time off the clock. I don't know if they've got that much time. So
I was just about to ask you that, Ricky.
It's fine if he kicks it. It's a good tactical move if he kicks it, but if he doesn't kick it...
Spectacular sunset scenes at TIO Stadium.
Like a postcard as Mummery gets the kick underway. It's across the face to the right and through for a behind. So they get it back to 10 points now. Matty Campbell to do the kicking out duties. As Moroney on, finds him.
Playing it safe for you. Just control the footy.
Worked it well, the Buffs.
Back to Matty, use him.
It's a interesting kick. It's half back and that one's over the line. So a win there to the Crocs.
It's also a win to the Buffs because the clock doesn't stop in territory footy. So
almost 18 minutes gone. 10-point leaders are the Buffs. The ball's thrown back in. Hillhouse. Might make him. Gets it now. Gets a handball away. Looks for McLaughlin. Farris spins out of trouble. Away here. Nice tackle. And holding the ball.
I reckon moments like this, you're looking at who is going to win the game for the Crocs. I thought it was the other way. You're looking at who's going to win. Like Jared Brennan, I reckon you've got to watch. Barlow, you've got to watch. Will Farrer, you've got to watch. You've got to watch the people that are going to pop up and kick these goals.
He's going for a trot for goal here.
Kick to the top of the square. Barlow flies. Matty Campbell at the back. It's a risky handball. Finds the target, though. Just going back to that last free kick. O'Sullivan was screaming at the umpire saying it was our free kick. I don't know what quite happened there. So Buffs looking to control. Almost 19 minutes gone now. Stevenson.
Work this well, Buffs. Just control the footy. Let a goal and a bit to play with.
So Trupp.
Don't have to do anything silly.
Good kick. Once Williams. Goes in the Sambono direction, over his head, his big David Paul, the Tim Tam man.
Look at him.
Oh, he's out the back, the Tim Tam man. He gets out well. Kick goes inside 50, but all Crocs there with numbers. Risky business there from Pemberton. Well, they've turned it over, and it's being turned over again. Duffy. Sports gets wrapped up, no Bowden, sorry. And holding the ball.
Things are just momentum. Talking about momentum in footy. Just things start to. We saw the first half. The ball wasn't bouncing Buff's way. Now things just going their way.
So Stokes. The long kick inside 50 for the Buffs. Daryl White drops the mark. Might get it here. He does. Spins out of trouble. Gets a handball over top. Clever handball it was too. Snap to David Paul. Dropped mark the Tim Tam man. What can he do from here? Centres the ball. Does well. Keeps the Crocs defence under pressure. The Crocs with numbers do this well, and they're out here Bowden. He can run all the way to half forward. Doesn't have much on. Has another bounce. Lowers the eyes. Just out of reach.
Oh, wow. That's a crucial turnover.
Stevenson. They've done well. They hold on. And it's a kick. It's a good one. Finds Newell.
You're watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, Naffles, Apia and MacArthur River Mining. 20 minutes gone in the fourth quarter.
They've just missed a target here. Jared Brennan. Is Stevenson for the Buffs. Goes with the handball to Roses. He's quick, the little man. Throws it on the left. Good looking kick. Darryl White got worked out of it. He's Jalen Clark. Wins the ball back. Gets wrapped up in the tackle. They're away here, the Crocs. Matty Campbell. Again.
Well, Corey, you've done a few good things. Got a pair off of your districts, make them kick to a contest.
So Moroney at half back. They've done enough to hold on here now, the Buffs. 21 minutes gone. One's out of bounds on the full. So Duffy, kick-in duties. Pops it over the top to Bowden.
Move it on, boys. You're 10 points down with about 2 minutes to go.
Had nothing on.
Down there.
hanged for holding the ball.
Atkinson ran absolutely super, and a 50, and I'll call that game over now. Well done to Atkinson. They have a shot at goal here, and I don't think there's too long to go, especially if we can put this through. They'll milk the clock as well.
I think their body language just said it all. They're the Crocs. They were slow to move, Ricky, and seeing other players in the field as well. Hands on the hips, hands on the heads. That just had defeat written on them.
Don't underestimate. Obviously, watched a lot of territory footy. I reckon when you lose 2 injuries early in a game, very rarely have I seen that side. I think I've seen it once. I think St Mary's did in the grand final a couple of years ago. But I haven't seen 2 evenly sides. Someone loses injuries, very rarely does the other team. It really can affect footy up here, I reckon.
So Williams, he's been outstanding all day. He's just put that to the right and extends the lead to 11. 22 minutes gone now. Final quarter. Crocs move this one quickly. Lee Dale just out of his reach. Rockland. And good contest there.
The Buffs, 4 on, 4 off with the rotations. I just think it is I'm not saying they played well, but I just think it's a big thing in territory footy.
Gilhouse takes it out of the ruck. Big crunching from Philpott there in the tackle. Up to centre half forward now. Bowden gets put down. And it's coming back. Might have got him high. It's going to Bowden.
Got to get moving again.
100% correct.
So the kick to Farah.
Ribatori somewhere, mate. We'll just get it going.
Margin currently stands at 11. You want to move it quick. Sort of a nothing kick, really. Matty Campbell goes without it. And that's over the line. It's a win for the Buffs.
Keep working here, both sides. You never know what can happen.
Jared Brennan puts his hand up. Will take the ruck duties against O'Sullivan. Jared Brennan wins from over the back. Tambling, can he run onto it? Keeps it in to the top of the square. That's a dangerous kick. Farah's out the back. And thought that could have been a free kick for holding there.
Ricky, at this point in the game, surely if the players aren't aware of what time is left on the clock, there'd be some coaching staff or other players perhaps on the interchange calling out for them to move it quick?
Yeah, for districts not. I reckon that they'd be calling about just control by foot would be the call now for Buffaloes.
Yep.
Yeah, and districts we get the ball on.
Yeah.
Played a good game as well.
Brad Mitchell pops it over. And it's Philpott. And that one's over the line, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
Paul Campbell's best game for Buffs as well. A few blokes step up, especially in the second half.
Well, I'll be the first to stand up and say I did not expect this today, gentlemen.
No, I don't think a lot of people did. No, they've done well.
I reckon it's district's best side, but it's also taken the contents of also lost their best 2 players.
Yeah. So Stokes on the left, dangerous looking kick, pops over the top. But the Crocs, there's a bit of pace being used there in Pemberton. He bounced that over the line. Over boundary throw. Near the Buffs crowd loving it.
They'll be celebrating tonight, the Buffs.
Been impressive, Darryl White, hasn't he?
He has.
Yeah.
I reckon he mightn't be able to play next week. I reckon if there was a game, I reckon he might be a little bit too sore by the looks of him, but he's done well. Given him a target and kicked 3, I think.
He's done extremely well. It's Jared Brennan with the tap down. Stokes lowers the eyes. That's a clever kick.
It's just their barometer, Stokes. Their absolute barometer.
On Sambono. Sambono show. He's taking all the time in the world.
I think it's that being their big guns, the 2 Williamses, Stokes, both Stokes, Sambono, and the big ruckman as well that have really got them back into the game.
Yeah, O'Sullivan. Unbelievable work from him. And David Paul, the Tim Tam man.
Yeah. He deserves a Tim Tam or 2 tonight, that one.
Sambono On the left, that's a goal. All over. She's all over.
Get the Tim Tams out.
Beautiful work. Crocs unfortunately, it's a bit of work with the 2 down. The Buffs been super impressive.
Well, of course, we take a couple of weeks break over the Christmas period. We'll come back on Saturday, the 5th of Jan. The Buffaloes will take on the Nightcliff Tigers. Of course, ahead of us tomorrow is a big game when Saints take on Nightcliff. And the Crocs will come back on the same day in the evening match and take on Wanderers. So a couple of weeks break, but coming back on the 5th of Jan.
Jan, looking forward to the Christmas break too.
What's Santa bringing us, boys?
That's a good question, actually.
I'm going to get a good one because I've been pretty good this year.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been well behaved.
Maybe some Tim Tams.
I know who hasn't been good, and that's Andrew Hodges stealing pies. So he's off Santa's list, and I would have thought there, Rick.
I'm not talking to that bloke.
He's off Ricky Nolan's Christmas card list, that's for sure.
Yeah, the other thing with him that day, he come in, he didn't have a bag or anything with him, so he put the pie in his pocket, I reckon. Who steals pies and puts them in their pocket?
I can tell you who steals pies and puts them in pockets, and that's Andrew Hodges. He is unbelievable. Would you invite him around ever again, do you think, Rick?
We've got to hide his pies first.
My place, you ring a doorbell and you can see the camera. If I see it's him, I'm not pressing it.
It'd be like
I'm not going to press the unlock button.
It'd be like saying Kramer off Seinfeld in the peephole, wouldn't it? What unit's coming around to steal me pies? Oh, God.
They were diet pies, of course.
Didn't know you could get it.
They weren't full strength. They weren't full strength.
Is there pastry involved?
Diet pie.
Sorry, guys, everyone at home, you've had Tim Tams, now you're into pies. We've covered all cuisines today on 7-2. Oh, it's great.
We bring the Christmas turkey in now and we are done.
Wow, unbelievable. What's that?
Oh, we're watching some footy, aren't we, boys? There's a game on.
Good comeback.
Been a spectacular one.
Unbelievable. Ryan O'Sullivan again, I know we've spoken about it, but he's been extraordinary, the big fella.
Certainly evens up the comp this win as well, doesn't it?
It very much does, yep.
So the ball at half back, Lee Dale. It's a nice kick. Finds McAdam. Almost went without it. Stokes nearly hunts him down. McAdam just comes out. Here's McLaughlin. It's Campbell working hard, doing a lot of running. He comes out the back, and there it is. As the ball sails through, no score. But it was the Darwin Buffaloes in the end, too good at 11-8-74 to the Crocs, 8-10-58. She was a strange old game, Rick.
Yeah, it was. Well under Buffs. The Districts, they lost two of their best players, but credit when they're due to come back. I reckon good gutsy win, and that could get their season going again, Buffaloes.
It'll be a well-earned break for everyone in the competition, won't it, Matty?
Yeah, look, it certainly will. This is quite a shock to the competition, I think, really. Southern Districts have been competition leaders from the get-go. They had a surprise loss to the Tars, and look, I'd call this a surprise loss today as well. But as you said, Rick, it evens up the competition. I mean, these were the two grand finalists last year, and, they put on a spectacular show in the grand final. They put on a spectacular grand final replay earlier this year, and another cracking game again today.
Yep, it is certainly building that rivalry.
Well, that's it from here from TIO Stadium, where it was Darwin Buffaloes 11-8-74 to Southern Districts 8-10-58. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, and we hope you have a Merry Christmas and a happy and safe New Year.